In Senegal, like other West African countries, especially connected to the Sahel, we have several water problems. Here in this community, the water tower collapsed. Nobody was able to rebuild it. It led to the fact that they had to drink brackish water.
The moment the water tower collapsed, they couldn't use the network they have built anymore, and they lacked drinking water. They had to directly wire the pump to their network, and now using electricity from the main grid to power this, and they did so for half an hour a day, and then they were all trying to somehow cover the electricity bill.
So we came up with a solar-based solution with a strong pump, with an ultraviolet cleaning unit. So at the end, when we have installed our pipe, the people here will have stable water.
The community of Sigana is only one of 8 villages in this region that will benefit from these water installations, a first step towards combating other issues in the area.
Water is a basic need of people, and it's also a point where people come together, where they share information, where they exchange ideas. You always have to see the broader problem in the context of the community. Our idea is to use existing infrastructure. Here you have a collapsed water tower, and in the north, where we have another pilot project close to the Mauritanian border, where you have a very arid environment, there we have installed a water kiosk.
We make our way to the north of the country, where border regions become ever more hostile and nutritious ground for nefarious actors attempting to destabilize communities, providing seemingly easy answers to complex problems.
Ndox bi foofu dafa saf parce que soo naanee si sa yaram bi du neex daal soo naanee si rek ku am si tension day ŋabbaat si kaw day monter daal te loolu nit yi ñëpp wéruñ.
We have urban centers where they can't take the drinking water from the groundwater because it's polluted. We have situations in the salt belt stretching from the center of Senegal up to the north where people have health issues because they drink the groundwater. There's no other option, and it has a high mineral content. Basically, people have salty water to drink.
dañu amuñu daal lox bi jotul suñu gannaaw rek wante bëgg nañu ndox bi soo naanee si ndox bi rek ndox bi dafa am xorom bi soo ko naanee rek affaire bi day gën kawe. waaw léegi pour affaire ndox bi lu muy jariñu si nit yi yàlla waaw ndox bi daal baax na fi daal parce que ndox bi neex na ndox bi sell na.
Especially in Europe, in Western countries, people were surprised that all of a sudden terrorist groups were infiltrating communities, especially in countries of the Sahel. This is not coming from nowhere, so you need somehow an early warning system. If you want to see if something is going on in communities, maybe based on disinformation, on propaganda, on wrong information, you need sensors to give you information, okay, something is going on.
Water problems occur in different variations across Senegal. Social information hubs along strategic transit routes, such as the N2 highway in the north, can help combat the spread of misinformation.
waaw man su ma demee fii si mun naa ko yóbbu ba Podor ma jàll dax bi si Mauritanie bi mun naa ko yóbbu foofu waxtaanee ak moom ñëpp lu mu lay wax ko dama ñëw fi di waxtaan ak ñoom su ma demee foofu du ñu waxtaan su dul si ndox bi. waaw lu mu dégg si ndox bi la loolu la.
While we are implementing social information hubs, we want to use, for example, donkey cart drivers who are bringing water to remote communities. So they can also bring back information if some funny stories are circulating around. And this is the idea behind, to implement an early warning and an early action system around water kiosk with our social information hub. A social information hub is a physical environment where we bring together this idea of narrative management, to have this interconnection between different stakeholders, between people, to share information on a reliable base, to sensitize people, to enable them to counter disinformation propaganda, to make them just more resilient against disinformation propaganda.
Teachers, wholesalers, as well as security forces will also be a part of the network of sensors, with social information hubs as anchors in affected regions.
You can't solve it by a generalized solution. You have to cut down to the situation in the region, on the ground. And you have to be there. It's not working if you create a solution, then you try to bring it over.
As we want to cope with challenges, we are getting closer with the community, for example, because we are involving them. People understand more and more that this is our project. So it's not only our challenge, it's the challenge of the people, of the community.
dëkk bi yëpp dañuy am fi ay ndox. Man tamit su ma jógee sañ baax na fi te suñu amoon fii li gën a ko bari dina baax daal. Ante suñu sañoon ndox bi bari daal fii la ñuy ñëw parce que bëgg nañ ndox bi sell na.
As long as people have to struggle to get water, clean water, they're not really interested in topics like, okay, we make you resilient against disinformation propaganda. But the point is, if the basic needs are not satisfied, forget about anything else.
You need that trust that we build with the realization of those projects to start introducing the narrative management project to work with your population on it.
We have to present ourselves as a reliable organization, which is also sustainable on the ground, not just coming, doing something and then disappearing again. So people know, okay, we are here and we intend to stay.